Allie K. Sweetie, thank you so much. Hope you guys are doing well. Oh, thank you. This is one of my favorite parts before the show gets started. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for the roses. Emoji Jay. Thank you, buddy. Andy in the house, I absolutely adore you. Appreciate you. Avoya. So you are not a bouncer anymore. That's why I didn't see you come in. But Avoya for all your travel needs. That has been fixed. Fun size. What's up, everyone? Andy, thank you so much. Nice shirt, thank you. It's the Valentine's Day special. Before we get started, how's my audio? Do you hear me okay? Jilly, our featured guest is here. Okay, cool. I got a little light jazz in the background. I'm vibing to this jazz. It's so good. Thank you all so much for being here. Seriously, it means the world. You are tuned into Love Quest. This is a little bit of the pre-show. We'll get started in like a minute. We have an absolutely spectacular guest. I'm so thankful because I feel like we have very different communities, Jilly and I. So Jilly, I'm very excited for you to meet, our community, and y'all are gonna love her. You're gonna be like, just come back to my live is all I ask. Come back to my live after you see her because she is spectacular. I hope, this is an interesting move of me allowing her as a guest because I may lose tons of viewership, but I'm taking the risk. It's worth it. Hey, pretty eyes. What's up? So good to see you. An awesome top badge. Spicy noodle or spicy cookie. What up? Hey, Kim. Oh, thank you. Hey, guys, check this out. Again, thank you guys so much. KMB, my brother, my absolute brother. Love you, bro. Smiley. Hey, Smiley. So thank you all for coming. If this is your first time tuned in, it's a celebration. This is Love Quest, your dating and relationship talk show. This is a big one. We got Valentine's Day coming up. So tonight's topic, we're talking about love built to last. Because a lot of us, we're meeting people, we're getting involved, and we want sustained love. So we're going to be talking about that. How do we make that happen? Or, for those single folks, we'll also learn some good tips and tricks, to find love. And go for that everlasting love. Because I think for those of us who are single, excuse me for a second. For those of us who are single, we are holding out for beautiful, sustained, loving life. And so this will give us those tips and tricks to create that future that we want. Hey, Ellen, welcome to the show. Man, we have amazing people in here. Y'all, I'm so humbled. Whiskey, Sarah, thank you guys so much for being here. If this is your first time, trust me, I don't give out the advice. I get to be joined by Dr. Morgan. Listen to her. She gives out the advice, and she is absolutely spectacular. She's got a top 50 podcast called Let's Get Vulnerable. Don't listen to episode 50, but listen to every other episode. It's a great podcast. You can find her on IG. She is my co-host, my friend for life, someone I have absolute love for. I'm so thankful I get to do this show with her because she's truly super talented. And that's a great way to start the show. Thank you, Jameson. Oh, my. That is an awesome way. We'll build our own castle today. So without further ado, my great friend, the greatest co-host in the history of co-hostship. Everyone give it up for Dr. Morgan. Hey.
What a special episode. Oh my gosh, we have Valentine's Day this weekend.
First off, you are rocking the red.
Thank you. I wore red just for this show, so I'm so excited. We have a really, really important topic today.
This is a big one. I feel like, so I was talking about this with a friend too, and they were asking me do you love Valentine's Day? And I'm like, you know what? It's good for one time a year for us to like focus on love, whether we're in love or even if we're single. It's like good to reflect and be like, okay, maybe not where I want to be in the love department, but at least it's like I don't know, it's like a reminder.
Absolutely. And I always tell people, like, you know, love is beautiful. Love is wonderful. You don't want to associate like negative past relationship experiences as love, right?
Good
like
point.
Love is amazing. So it's a great way to remember that at this time. But whether you're single or in a relationship, we have some amazing advice for you tonight. Cannot wait.
I'm pumped. I mean, we are calling this love built to last. So this ain't just about finding, this is about finding sustained love. Marie, thank you.
Yeah, and you know, the way that something starts is the way that something ends. I want to start us with that. The way that something starts is the way that something ends. Like how you start something predicts how it's going to be, right? So if you have a relationship that like starts off with a bang, like It's like boom, fireworks, explosion, connection, it's likely gonna end in a bang, right? Like
whoa, okay.
Yeah. So okay, let's back up. Let's back up for a second. Like you always love that saying of like you want to have a honeymoon relationship, right?
Yes, I would like to quote, I think I came up with this myself. I'm honestly going to take this.
You did.
Have a honeymoon life, not a honeymoon session.
Yes, yes. Like you want the relationship to be a honeymoon all throughout. You want there to be, you know, obviously intimacy that builds and growing together and for it to get increasingly better.
Yes.
Right? Totally. Instead of having the dating life be this like crazy, you know, deep emotional honeymoon, saying like, let's have the relationship be that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of my favorite songs is like, I found love in the club. And I think that's okay. But also Usher's like making love in the club. And it's like, if I meet that person in the club, like, I want us to go slow. I don't want that night to be a rush thing, you know? So I'm looking for the real deal.
Oh my gosh, Leia in the book club. Hilarious. Love in the book club. That sounds like a movie.
Big Luke and Sarah here, the amazing couple we've had on our show.
Oh my gosh, yes, I love it. That's so great. So great. Well, I want to start by asking the audience, have any of you, drop a 1 in the chat if you have any of you moved too quickly in love before? Like head over heels, dived in, you moved too quickly and it hurt.
Jilly, our featured guest, is with there. Nicole, Tess, Spicy, Leia, Sweetie, Whiskey. Beth is never. Go Beth. Zeke, Illinois, Andy. Looks like a solid amount of really special people have. Yeah.
Yes. So a lot of us have done this in the past. This is very common. I know I myself have done it in the past. What ends up happening is we really want something to work. We like have an idea of, oh, I really want a relationship.
Yeah.
Or we're looking to fill a void within ourselves by getting someone else's love.
Yes.
So our brains kind of hit the fast forward button.
Sure.
And all the data that we don't have, we end up just filling in the gaps ourselves and making assumptions.
Yes.
And then we dive head in, and then you get 3 months in and you're like, you're not who I thought you were. Right? But it's like you never got the data in the first place.
Oh, so true. I hope you get into it. Dr. Morgan talks about being a love scientist. And fireworks when you initially meet. I've heard that happen before. I think it could happen. Are you saying you just back away and you're like, I can't even talk to you for another week? Or like what do you say to that? What do you say to that? If it like really you have that instant connection, you feel it, you're like vibing, like what are we doing? What do we do?
Yeah, so, chemistry and feeling that way, it's not a bad thing. Like, you definitely can feel that way and still build a healthy relationship.
Yep.
It's about allowing yourself to feel that and also doing what I call reality testing, which I'll talk about later. So balancing it with the data gathering. Feel the feels, feel the fireworks, but don't let it be your whole guiding force. Like, you need to balance it with reality testing and slowly pacing the emotional investment.
So good. For those just joining, welcome. You are so welcome here. This is Love Quest. We do this show once a week talking about relationships, love. This is Dr. Morgan. She's a clinical psychologist and relationship and one of my greatest friends. And we're talking about creating love that's built to last. And yeah, she's kind of giving, she's going to give us, I think, some tips or some ways that we can actually create sustained love, not just like that momentary spark of greatness, which we all have.
Yes. You want to have love like the penguins do. They mate for life.
The penguins is like
right?
that,
the
yeah.
Penguins.
We have two mascots, Blue and the Penguins. Dr. Morgan. Hello? Is it just me? Is Dr. Morgan thinking incredibly intensely, or is she frozen? I'll never, okay. I was like, I'll never judge anyone for thinking. In fact, I find thinking to be very important, and getting in deep thought is critical when you're making decisions. So, I'll never put that away. Welcome, everyone. Trust me, this is not Love Quest in its entirety. I'm Blake Premier. I'm waiting for my amazing co-host to come back. Oh my God, she just wanted to give us a little, break for a second. Everyone watch out, we have a shark coming. Okay, let's get her back. Dr. Morgan, come on back. Let everyone know what's going on. Oh, good. What? Really? Oh my gosh, thank you for... Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mm. Right. I love that. It's one of my favorite things you said. So even if you have, deep end aspirations, which you both should, in fact, that is very important to establish off the bat that you have those dreams. You want the family, the kids, if that's what you want, like that's where you want to be. But you also, I think what you're saying, if someone's already there, date number one, and you're just kind of like, wait, I want to get to know you and stuff like that, you're destined for some bad things. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oof. That's a great point. Should we? Yeah, go for it. Yes. Yes. Totally. Y'all, these are some of like the top Dr. Morgan, yeah, tips right here. The love, the investment pool, love scientist. KMB says he is a love scientist. Appreciate you guys so much. We have a role play coming up very soon, guys. So you stick on, yeah, stay tuned for that. That is coming up soon. But investment pool, love scientist. What else you got for us? This is like the greatest hit edition. Seriously. Totally. Oh, I know it. Yeah, yeah. Uh-oh. Um, yes, it's when, something happens, right? You go on a date. Please do not take notes at this section. You go on a date and yet you have a night. And then you go back home and you kind of like take notes on what happened. You kind of like write about that date. And then you revisit exactly what happened like the next day. Something like that. Meaning you're documenting what happened and then you're looking at it from a high level view to see, okay, is what I thought, did that really happen, or kind of taking notes of it. Please tell them the truth. Please. Sure. Yeah. 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 Mm. Yes. Love it. Yo, very well. I was just about to say, reality testing, you just explained one of the most complex subjects in like a minute. That in and of itself is spectacular. Like, we need a reality testing. It's not a reality, yeah, reality testing. So. Should we role play? Let's role play. So, y'all, if you're just coming to this amazing stream, hi, I'm Blake. This is Dr. Maureen. She's a clinical psychologist, relationship coach. This is Love Quest. We are about to do a role play. This is for entertainment purposes. Please understand that it is done to teach a lesson, and we are acting to the benefit of others. Although in this scenario, it is a beautiful scenario. So, but yes, it is acting. All right, what's the situation? Yep. Ooh, okay. You look exactly like your pictures. Actually, you look like even better, and I thought your pictures looked good. So this is just a great night for me. Yeah, we got some sushi coming. I got some wine for us. We're gonna have a great night. Oh, thank you. Yeah, got some chocolate covered strawberries as well for later. So we have an amazing night ahead of us. Same. And no, seriously, I feel like I'm almost ready to say something. I can already tell within the first 2 minutes, I'm falling. I gotta admit it. I'm falling for you right here, right now. I'm not gonna lie. I think you would be an amazing mother to little Blakey. And I was actually, you know what? I was going to ask you, I do need to know a little bit more about you. So I need to back up. I was actually curious, like, what are your favorite kids' names? I really like Steven for a guy, Jessica for a girl, but I feel like rude of me not asking, like, what do you think are cool kids' names? Like, I feel like those would be like, you'd make a great mother to those kids. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that seems reasonable. Again, I was thinking, I don't know. It's tough. Steven or Joey, both very good boy names. It's tough, but yeah. Sorry. Yeah. What are your names? Sweet. Wow. The way you said that, I feel like makes a lot of sense, and I hear what you're saying. Um, Yeah, no, I think you are spectacular. I'd be so crazy not to accept that. I guess, yeah, I just got overly excited. Your face and my face on the kid, that's a beautiful kid. But I'm going to back up. I'm going to back up. And I hear what you're saying. Let's get entrees, not come up with kids' names. I get it. All right. Sounds good to me. Sushi, please. Up front about everything that's happening in like the accelerated timeline.
So yeah, if you all know Blake, you know that that role play was actually nothing like who he is or how he approaches dating. I would say you're actually quite the opposite of what you just role played. So good acting, Blake. Good acting. And would you say like the way that I presented it to you was you were able to take it in, right? And like hear it and not get offended?
So reasonable and so about you and not me. Yeah.
Yep. Because I think sometimes we'll make the mistake of if somebody comes on really strong, we're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I'm just going to like run for the hills or like pretend that there was, you know, some sort of emergency and ghost them, right?
Yes.
But the thing that you owe it to yourself and you owe it to them to use I statements and express how you feel and express what your needs are and then see if they're willing to slow it down, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of great people who, if you give them that feedback, they will slow it down, right? And Blake, he didn't take it as rejection. He didn't get defensive. He goes, I hear you. Let's slow it down, right? Sure. So, yeah, you need to be able to do that. Get comfortable with saying how you feel. Yeah.
I like it a lot. Dr. Morgan, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And everyone coming in, appreciate it so much. This is Love Quest. We do this once a week. We give dating, relationship advice. We have an amazing featured guest, Jilly, baby. She is absolutely incredible. So curious, like what are some of the things, what are some of the things you're maybe looking for from her, like, you know, that we can find out?
Yeah, I'm always curious about her past journey in love and, you know, where she's at currently. And, you know, one of my favorite things to hear is, where do you want to go? Like, where is your future in terms of your romantic life? What are you looking for? Yeah.
So good.
Give us the deeds. Give us the deeds. I'm so excited to have her up. Can't wait to meet her.
Jilly, if you are here, request the guest box. Man, that was a good role play.
It was.
I may have taken it over the top, but hey,
no,
that's
it was
what we
good.
do.
You want your little Blakies. Like, it's good.
All right. Let's get, she was in the guest box. She'll probably request it again.
Nice.
So come. Jilly, request again. Here we go. All right, Dr. Morgan. We will see you soon. Appreciate you so much. Y'all, say hi to the amazing Jilly. What's going on? Ooh, yes. So appreciate you coming, joining us. Has anything we've talked about in this first half, any of it like rang true for you or just anything that like hit a chord with your own life?
Oh, absolutely.
Talk to us.
Absolutely. Especially the when Dr. Morgan was talking, the resonating phrase in my mind was feelings, not facts, right? So you make this huge leap based on feelings, but not what's actually happening,
So true.
you know? And so I've done that many times, many times.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Not that you get as specific or as general as you want. You say that, like, is there something that like stands out as a time in your life where that happened and it's just like you noticed it? And
Yeah, I think two things for me, like feelings, not facts, but also in a specific relationship that I had when I was living in Texas. So maybe about 4 or 5 years ago. It's that honeymoon phase where everything just seems so great.
yes.
And so you kind of get caught up in that beginning moment and then apply that pretty much like, oh, this is going to be the whole rest of the time, right? Like this is going to be the whole, this is it. This is everything. And you forget to meet people where they are, right?
Oof.
So I think a lot of times my issue is kind of like I would fall in love or fall in feelings with who I believed it could be
Yes.
versus who they are right now with me in the present.
Gotcha. So that has happened to you. Have you done anything like currently or you know, within, you know, recently that you've kind of adjusted or have you done anything or have you, implemented something like, oh, this has been helpful for me to adjust previously, you know, kind of prioritizing feelings?
I think what the biggest part for me was just being more comfortable to communicate, right? Like, I think I don't know, I think for women, we kind of get maybe in that space of being too timid. Like, when do I make my intentions known, right? You don't want to scare a guy off, right? By saying, this is what I want, right?
Sure.
The things that I'm looking for. But I've realized that the more I've done that and kind of stepped into that uncomfortableness, I've not only saved myself some time, but I've got to be, I guess, more clear on what it is that I want and stop looking at vocalizing that as a negative, right? So this is where I want to go. This, you know, I want marriage, I want kids. And if you're not on that path or that's not where you're at, it's okay. Like, it's okay for this not to go any further. Instead
So
of
true.
like, you have to make everything work, right? Every person you meet, it doesn't have to develop into this relationship. You know, sometimes it's just not it.
So true. Yeah, Dr. Morgan talks about the investment pool. You want to have someone who is committed to going in the same, you know, going in the deep end, like with you, who wants the same thing you want, whatever the deep end looks like for you. For some people, let's
kind of self-implodes, you know, and you kind of end up with a short end of the stick a lot of the time.
Yeah, that makes sense. Jilly, talk to us. What does this ideal future manager, like, what does he look like? What are the qualities that you find super attractive? Like, what's the dream dude? What is this guy?
The dream guy. So one thing what I will say is what I find every time I reassess this question in my head is I think how much this has changed from when I was like in my early 20s, where you have this like a long list, right? And you just have this, it has to be these things. And then as I get older, that list tends to get a little shorter, but maybe a little bit more concise, right? And clear. And some of the things that are on that list aren't as, you know, as important, or they're just minute. So for me, in the last couple of years, especially, like I do definitely want somebody who's on the same page, that wants marriage and wants kids. That's become a huge a bigger priority on my list for me. Definitely it's never been any more about, I used to have these things about he has to have a job and he has to do these things, but more so it's more so your like foundation now, right? Like, you know, respect and being kind,
Yes.
and being same, you know, having the same morals in terms of how we want to raise kids, how you want to move through this life, financial security, right? How do you approach these things, and what are you looking to do long term, right? And it's been a lot more about building a future, right? It's not become something where it has to look a specific way, right? You need to have a corporate job and you need to do these things, but I need you to have a life's purpose. I want to know that you feel like you want to leave something in this world or contribute to that, because that's where my headspace is now, you know, in terms of like a long-term situation. But I want somebody that I can, you know, that's my best friend, you know,
Yes.
that is my best friend, that we can talk about any and everything, but at the same time, somebody who's going to be honest with me and always, you know, not be afraid to tell me the truth, but also be gentle, right? Like, you don't need to hurt my feelings, right? But you can also tell, you know, be gentle with me and be understanding. And it's more so those characteristics and those qualities. You know, I want somebody that is going to, you know, ride the rest of this journey out with me till the wheels fall off, you know?
Ah, so good. Oh man. If you've never met Chili before, she is the truth, an amazing streamer, an amazing person. So thankful you said yes to come on my show.
Yes.
Wonderful answer. Please, I'm so like thankful I could like give you the stage to talk about what you're doing, talk about your show. Like, would love for you to talk
my
about
show. Like, my show is the exact opposite of this, guys.
that. Which is good. We need both sides, okay? We can't be serious all the time.
The exact opposite of this. My show is where they come if all of the tips and tricks that Dr. Morgan and Blake give you don't work out, then they all end up, then you come tell me the story. But the name of my show is Entanglements, guys. Entanglements with It's Chili Baby. An entanglement is a compromising and complicated relationship or situationship. And people come on and they share their real life entanglement stories. It's really a great time, guys. You know, I always frame it like, you know, there's the beautiful side of love. You know, you have butterflies, you have all the honeymoon, you have all of these things, and then there's the messy side. And, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work out. And over in entanglements, we give you the platform to share when it just didn't quite work out the way you thought it would. So definitely come over. It's on Tuesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know, get an adult beverage, grab a snack, get comfortable, come sit down and come listen to whoever's on. Jameson has said that he may be a guest on the show. So that may be worth coming for, but definitely come by. I stream during the daytime, during the week. You know, I say it all the time. You know, my stream, I call it the butterfly effect. I'm very huge on making it count, and you know, I always say, you know, whether it's 2 seconds, 2 minutes, or 2 hours, I want the time we spend together to be a positive experience. I want you to leave better than you were before we met. And, you know, at the very least, if it can't be better, I just won't make it any worse, you know?
Ooh, so good. Chili, you're amazing. Seriously, I respect you as a streamer. I appreciate you as a person. I'm so thankful you came on our show. Before you go, do you have any questions for Dr. Morgan? Is there anything that's like, oh, this would be cool to ask Dr. Morgan, or are you good? Or, yeah, but is there anything that comes to mind?
So in general, Dr. Morgan was saying something about when she was kind of, so when you guys did the role playing, right? Like that all sounds like great in theory in role playing, right? But when you were like in I guess from a personal standpoint, when you're trying to like, what is a good tool to use when you feel yourself, not she played that role, but when you feel yourself kind of going down that walk, maybe re-explaining kind of that reality testing type of thing. I know that was kind of a little bit like unclear. Like when you say you take notes about the date, do you like post date, you just kind of write everything down and then you just kind of like replay it? Like how does that work? I kind of missed that part.
Perfect. All right. It's Jilly Baby. Thank you again for coming on the show. You're amazing. We will see you on your streams and your show Entanglement. Talk soon.
Right. Bye.
Ah, that is Jilly Baby. She is spectacular. So cool. What a guest. Absolute honor to have her on our show. Dr. Morgan, come on back. Yes.
The Let's Get Vulnerable podcast, episode 57. You can do reality testing cognitively in the moment whenever you're someplace. You can also do what Blake is talking about, where I actually have a thought log process that I take people through, where you're writing and journaling and reflecting. So we will do another episode on that.
Awesome.
Because we got to finish this one.
So, all right, go. Now let's move in a little bit. I think we're gonna go over some tips, right? Some tips to create.
Yes, tips.
Yeah, let's go into some tips. These are some actionable things we can do. We got a little music to help us out, and I'm getting a bit curious about it. So let's, without further ado, let's listen to this. Okay. I'm curious. All right. That is Midnight Star. Curious.
Yeah.
Boss is like music. Yes, we love music. Talk to us. What should we be so curious about?
Curiosity is a relationship superpower, especially when you are dating. You want to be so curious about how you feel when you're around the other person, right? So that's the first part of curiosity. Most people spend so much more time focusing on like, ooh, do they like me? Are they into me? No, shift the curiosity internal. Ask yourself, do I like them? How do I feel around them? What kind of person am I around them? Do they add value in my life? Do they subtract value? Get curious about how you feel. And then also get curious about them. Whenever you're dating, I want you to think, how can I be in the presence of this person? Like, how can I really be present with them and be so curious about who they are as a person? That's the only way that you're going to take yourself out of your brain trying to fill in all the gaps and like fast forwarding and having expectations. When you're curious and you're in the moment, you release expectations and then you get to know that person for who they really are.
Chris asked, can you be too curious? That's a good question.
Interesting. Like, no, I don't think
so.
I think here's what I would say to that question. Great question. Make sure it's being matched. Make sure that they're curious about you, right?
Yeah. No,
have you ever been on a date? Have you ever, maybe, I'm a psychologist, so this happened to me a lot in the past, where I go on dates and it's like I'm interviewing them. I'm finding about everything out about their life, and then they're not finding out anything about me, right? Like that is a non-reciprocal curiosity. So both people have to be curious.
Great point.
Great.
All right, so that's first, practice being curious internally about the other person. All right.
So internally, and then also be curious about the other person. So it's 2 parts. Yeah.
Okay. 2 parts. Yeah. And sometimes things get just a little bit close.
Oh, this song.
Next, close. Classic jam. I know y'all know that jam. Talk to us. What should we learn about closeness and getting maybe a little too close?
So that song might have been, you know, speeding up the intimacy. So here's what you want to know is when you build a foundation where somebody has earned your emotional investment, they've earned your vulnerability, they've earned that closeness, then the love feels safe, right? And that is the kind of foundation you want for a long-term, healthy, happy relationship. You want it to feel safe. You can invest with confidence in a relationship. So this is why I talk about gradual closeness. Another way that I phrase this is slow burn vulnerability, right? Like you want that slow burn vulnerability that's gonna not die out. Once again, the way that we start something can oftentimes be how it ends. So intentionally, you know, build that closeness over time.
Love it. Okay, so yeah, gradual closeness, not just fireworks off the bat. Again, we want a honeymoon life, not a honeymoon session. That's what we're going for here. If you're just joining us for Love Quest, I don't know where you've been for 48 minutes, but it's okay. We have 12 more minutes. We are going over like 3 great tips to have long-lasting love. We talked about being curious. We talked about gradually getting close. And now I'm going to hit you with one of the greatest songs in the history of music. I'm standing by that comment. Here we go. I stand by it. Come on. With who? I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want. Come on now. It's all right. Such a good song. This is so appropriate for Valentine's Day. I love this song. Al Green. I know we didn't say Al Green, buddy. Thank you, Al Green. What a dude. Love that guy. All right, talk to me. Why don't we just play one of the greats? Al Green, Let's Stay Together. Why was that just played for the people?
I could just listen to that for the rest of the show. It'd be good. So we're talking about building a healthy foundation, right? And when you have that emotional investment that has been invested intentionally, you've grown the closeness with time, people have earned your vulnerability, etc. You build that foundation for love that lasts. So we play that song because we want you to stay together, right? Like, I don't think a lot of you go into a relationship with the intention of like, oh, I hope this turns into a dumpster fire in 3 months, right? Like, you don't go into a relationship with that intention. So this whole episode is about how do you create that foundation so you do stay together, right? Like, we all want that. We want that person who's going to fully see us, who's going to invest in the relationship, show up with us to grow and build a long-term partnership. So let's stay together, y'all. Like, get in a relationship, create a healthy foundation.
So good. Dr. Morgan, killing it. Again, we got practice, being curious, gradual closeness, and creating that healthy foundation.
Yep.
3 tips to long, sustained love.
Yes.
Let's do this. All right. We got one last role play. If we want to do, does anyone want another role play, or we could move on from that? Should we ask?
Yeah, drop a 1 if you want us to do a role play. 1.
Okay, kind of sweetie, Andy. Oh, geez. Okay. Savage, Beth, beat Farmer, hey. All right.
One
time's infinity.
Queen boss. Yeah, okay. Everybody, let's do it.
Everybody. All right. Let's do this. All right. What's the scenario here?
Okay. So Blake and I have been dating for about 6 months.
Yep.
And we have not defined our relationship. We've never had a DTR. A DTR is a define the relationship talk, right? So we've never had a DTR. 6 months in, here we are. Maybe it's Valentine's Day.
Oh,
that twist?
See, that's what I'm saying. I think Valentine's Day, again, it just brings into, reference what's going on.
Let's add, and we are exaggerating, like maybe for some people this is like 3 months, but the truth is people go a long time without having these conversations. So we wanted to model for you all, how can you have this kind of conversation?
Love it.
Great.
Hey, Dr. Morgan, what up?
So good to see you. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy we get to spend this Valentine's Day together. It's my first one with somebody in like 3 years. So it's great to not be single on Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no, I'm very happy to be with you for sure. And I'm getting ridiculous tonight. I'm just going to have fun, have some cocktails. So yeah, no, I'm excited that you could join me on a night like this.
Yeah. And I guess it just has kind of hit me that, wow, we've known each other for 6 months now. Like, where has the time gone?
Yeah, seriously, we've had some good dates. We've went rollerblading, bowling, somersaults in the rain. Like, we've done some cool stuff.
For sure, that time that, you met my parents at dinner and that was great.
That was crazy. But yeah, that was really cool. They were so sweet. Very nice people.
Yeah. And, it's like, I guess I've just realized, wow, we've been spending a lot of time together. We see each other every week. I know we text each other every day, and it's been great. I really have enjoyed getting to know you.
I thank you. It's been very nice to know you too. Yeah, in 6 months, it's just been great. We haven't put any labels on anything. It's just been flowy, and there's nothing wrong with just a little flow.
You're right. It has been really flowy. And that actually brings me to something I wanted to talk to you about. Are you open to talking about where this is going and essentially, what we both want?
You talking Nobu again next Saturday? Because I'm down.
Actually, I wanted to talk with you about our relationship and check in with where you're at, where I'm at, and see kind of if we're on the same page.
I'm open to that. What you got?
You are?
Yeah.
Great. And I want to own that this isn't easy for me to have this conversation with you. And at the same time, I know that our relationship deserves us to be open and honest about this. So I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm going to share with you kind of where I'm at. And I hope that you can be vulnerable with me.
Yeah, totally fair.
Okay. So, I know we haven't had even a discussion about being exclusive. And honestly, I think for me, it would be really important to me that we would decide that we're exclusive and that we're not seeing other people. Because I want to focus my energy just on getting to know you. And I would want to know that that energy was also reciprocated from you.
I hear what you're saying. It's been 6 months, and yeah, you've given so much to me, and I feel like I've given it so much to you. And for us to really take a next step, being exclusive would be something that would really take us to the next level.
Yeah, exactly. To the next level, exactly.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think your parents approved, so that's a good sign. Or did they not approve? I don't know. But either way, when you say exclusive, does that mean boyfriend, girlfriend? What you talking about?
To me, and I know we all have different definitions of exclusive. For me personally, yes, exclusive would mean that we are boyfriend and girlfriend, that people know that we're together and that we're not seeing other people. I'm
ready. In fact, I think we need to take a selfie on Insta. Well, okay, how about, you know what? I'm going quick. What's your thoughts on taking a selfie and putting it on Instagram together to the world? Is that something?
Well,
talk to me.
I definitely feel that we should have a photo together on Instagram. However, I want it to be a really nice photo that someone takes of us, because I need the photos on my feed to look nice. So but I'm really, really open to us putting a photo out. I think it would be a great way to let people know that we're together. And I want other women to know that you are not available, because you are all mine.
Wow. What a dinner. I'm in. And in this, we'll see you guys later. And scene. So that was one of my favorite role plays, because I love when I'm actually being loving and not breaking your heart,
don't have to be the bad guy,
disappointing you or your parents. So what did we learn? Truly, though, please talk to us, because I know you had some, what did we learn about? Yeah, what did we learn?
So here's the reality is, that conversation, just as I shared, right? I liked what I did, where I owned how I was feeling about the conversation.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that. I was like, this feels vulnerable, this feels scary, but I feel like our relationship deserves me being vulnerable, right?
I love that.
That was actually a good line.
Excellent line.
Y'all can take that one. go use it. But I think the cool thing is just starting to have this conversation and knowing that it may not be one conversation like this was. It may just be opening the door to exploring it together, and it may be multiple conversations. This may actually take time, but you have to talk about it. If you don't talk about it, you'll just assume where each other are at, and you'll probably make the wrong assumption. So you have to talk about it, be vulnerable. Your relationships are deserving of your vulnerability, and you're deserving of it, and the other person is too.
Love it. Dr. Morgan, to all the amazing people out there, what final advice do you have for us? It's Valentine's Day coming up. For some of us who are single going into Valentine's Day, is there anything we can do to take, I would call it an awareness day. What is it called? The Single Awareness Day?
Yeah,
right?
Singles Awareness Day. Yeah.
Yeah, truly. Talk to us. Any advice for us?
I'll say it, I've said it a million times, I will say it again. If you cannot feel loved as a single person, you will not feel loved in a relationship. Celebrate the existing love in your life. It's already available to you. You already have it. Celebrate that love and know that when that person comes into your life, it'll just be a multiplier for more love. But you already have love in your life, so celebrate the love that you have.
Well said, Dr. Morgan.
I hope you do something really nice for yourself as well. Like, do self-love in action, whatever that is. Blake, what are you going to do? You doing something nice for you on Sunday?
This Saturday, I'm a bachelor.
Or Saturday?
I'm a bachelor on a show here. So maybe I find Saturday night could be the best night of my life.
Oh.
Yeah. Ash Marie has a blind date show. I'm the bachelor. So they've been doing an amazing job looking for 3 incredible women that could potentially be Miss Blake.
Oh.
So that's
they should
Saturday
run them by
night.
me, I'd say, but
That's a good idea. No joke. Okay. I'll make that happen. That's a great point.
Yeah, send them my way.
I'll send them your way. But after that Sunday, I might need to order like an avocado face snack. Like I need to just like chill and just relax Sunday.
Yes, absolutely. Do some stuff for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, everybody here, do something for yourself.
Yes.
Know that no matter what past patterns you've had in love, you can always change your present and always change your future. Your past does not determine your present or your future. So know that. Be kind to yourselves. Come next week. We have a lot of great shows coming up. And thank you to everybody who tuned in. And big thank you to Blake. Blake, you are incredible. Thank you for caring so much about helping others and really doing this show because you want to help people.
So much love, appreciation for you. For those who want to continue to follow Dr. Morgan, she has an amazing podcast, Let's Get Vulnerable, available on every streaming platform. Make sure you take a listen to that and follow her on Instagram, Dr. Morgan Coaching. She is 100% the truth. We are all like getting incredible information and getting to hang out with a very special person. And I'm so thankful for you.
Oh, thanks, Blake. Love you so much.
Love you too. Have an amazing Valentine's Day.
Oh, I will.
Go, Dr. Morgan. All right.
Bye.
Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
Peace out to the doc. For those asking, so it is this Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern on Ash Marie. She's a top badge. She has an amazing show. So I will be the bachelor on that show. Let's see what happens. It could be the greatest night of my life. So yeah, check that out. Thank you all so much for coming. This is Love Quest. We do this every Thursday. Our intention is 100% pure. We want to give the best advice to help you go find the love of your life. And I appreciate all of you coming, hanging out, bringing your all. So many of you were in the comments, and I notice it, and I am so thankful for it. And we will be back next week, same time, same place, same Dr. Morgan, same Blake Premier. So much love for you guys, and I will see you next week. Have an amazing Valentine's Day. Be safe out there. Be kind, and I will talk to you all soon. See you next week. Bye.